In this episode, I've got 3 fantastic songs for you and also 2 articles. So let's get going.
Whether you're at home or out and about, this is the latest Punjabi music, hints and tips to keep us thinking about exercising. If you're thinking, we don't have to show off all the time, but Punjabi music makes me want to move, then I see you and I'm here for you. Welcome to Think Pungra.
The first song is a new one by Karan Aujla. It's called Here and There. Really like the video. It's a bit weird. There's something going on with the police and they steal the police car, they go and have a party and the police turn up afterwards. So check it out on YouTube if you get a moment. Song's really nice. Here and There. Loosely the translation, as I can figure out from the chorus, is he's saying what you say here, don't go and say over there. So it's about secrecy and it's about keeping things to yourself. I hope you like listening to it. I really like listening to it.
आओ सज्जे खब्बे यार मूरे पुलिस दी जिप्सी मैं क्या फिरदे महाड़ी विच चलदा निप्सी आओ सज्जे खब्बे यार मूरे पुलिस दी जिप्सी फिरदे महाड़ी विच चलदा निप्सी यारियां च नट्टियां नी बाड़ियां कुड़े चुंगली चलाकी सातों जानती नी जरी मित्रां दी गल बात तां गोरीए क्योंकि इत्थे आली गल कदे उत्थे नहीं करी पैंदी सुनदी आ फिर कूक गोरीए जिथे हो जे औजले दी ਉਂਗਲ खड़ी मित्रां दी गल बात तां गोरीए क्योंकि इत्थे आली गल कदे उत्थे नहीं करी आओ इत्थे आली गल कदे उत्थे नहीं करी ਦੀ ਲੋੜ ਨਹੀਂ ਸਾਡੇ ਵਾਲੇ ਕੁੜਤੇ ਨੂੰ ਮਾਵਿਆਂ ਦੀ ਲੋੜ ਨਹੀਂ ਇੱਥੇ ਤੱਕ ਆਏ ਹੋਇਆਂ ਦਾਅਵਿਆਂ ਦੇ ਕਰਕੇ ਦਾਅਵੇ ਕਿਹੜੇ ਕੀਤੇ ਨੇ ਦਿਖਾਵਿਆਂ ਦੀ ਲੋੜ ਨਹੀਂ ਯਾਰੀ ਪਿੱਛੇ ਟਾਕੀਆਂ ਲਵਾਵੇ ਕੁੜਤਾ ਜੋ ਗਿਆ ਮਕਾਨ ਕਦੇ ਉੱਤੜੀ ਦਰੀ ਮਿੱਤਰਾਂ ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਬਾਤ ਤਾਂ ਗੋਰੀਏ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਇੱਥੇ ਵਾਲੀ ਗੱਲ ਕਦੇ ਉੱਥੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰੀ ਪਤਾ ਵੀ ਨਾ ਲੱਗੇ ਰੁਕਦੀਆਂ ਨਬਜ਼ਾਂ ਕੜੀ ਵੀ ਨਾ ਲੱਗੇ ਜਦੋਂ ਰੁਕਦੀ ਕੜੀ ਮਿੱਤਰਾਂ ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਬਾਤ ਤਾਂ ਗੋਰੀਏ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਇੱਥੇ ਵਾਲੀ ਗੱਲ ਕਦੇ ਉੱਥੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰੀ ਇੱਥੇ ਵਾਲੀ ਗੱਲ ਕਦੇ ਉੱਥੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰੀ ਆਓ ਸਾਡਿਆਂ ਬਨੇਰਿਆਂ ਤੇ ਕਾਂ ਰਹਿੰਦਾ ਬੋਲਦਾ ਯਾਰ ਬੇਲੀ ਆਏ ਰਹਿੰਦੇ ਤਾਂ ਰਹਿੰਦਾ ਬੋਲਦਾ ਆਓ ਮੋਟਰਾਂ ਤੇ ਕੁੱਕੜ ਮਸਾਲਿਆਂ ਚ ਭਿੱਜਦਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਵੱਲ ਵਾਂਗ ਜਿਵੇਂ ਸਾਡੇ ਵੱਲ ਰਿੱਝਦਾ ਜੱਟ ਦੇ ਚੁੱਲ੍ਹੇ ਚ ਪਈ ਰਾਖ ਨਖਰੋ ਦੁੱਕੀ ਤਿੱਕੀ ਜਿੰਨੀ ਸਾਲੀ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਐ ਸੜੀ ਮਿੱਤਰਾਂ ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਬਾਤ ਤਾਂ ਗੋਰੀਏ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਇੱਥੇ ਆਲੀ ਗੱਲ ਕਦੇ ਉੱਥੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰੀ ਕੁੜੀਆਂ ਦੇ ਪਿੱਛੇ ਲੱਗ ਯਾਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਛੱਡੇ ਫੇਰ ਚਾਹੇ ਮੂਹਰੇ ਮੇਰੇ ਆ ਜਵੇ ਪਰਹੀ ਮਿੱਤਰਾਂ ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਬਾਤ ਤਾਂ ਗੋਰੀਏ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਇੱਥੇ ਆਲੀ ਗੱਲ ਕਦੇ ਉੱਥੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰੀ ਇੱਥੇ ਆਲੀ ਗੱਲ ਕਦੇ ਉੱਥੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰੀ ਘਰੇ ਬੜੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਚਾਚਿਆਂ ਤਾਇਆਂ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਕੰਧਾਂ ਪਿੱਛੇ ਲੜੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਆਓ ਸਾਡੀ ਲਾਈਫ ਉੱਤੇ ਲਿਖ ਡੈਰੀ ਤੇ ਸਟੋਰੀਆਂ ਜ਼ਿੰਦਗੀ ਚੋਂ ਪੜ੍ਹਿਆ ਕਿਤਾਬਾਂ ਵਿੱਚੋਂ ਪੜ੍ਹੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਡੱਬਾਂ ਉੱਤੇ ਖਰੇ ਖਰੇ ਸੰਦ ਗੋਰੀਏ ਡੱਬੀਆਂ 'ਚ ਰੱਖਦੇ ਆ ਖਰੀ ਤੋਂ ਖਰੀ ਮਿੱਤਰਾਂ ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਬਾਤ ਤਾਂ ਗੋਰੀਏ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਇੱਥੇ ਵਾਲੀ ਗੱਲ ਕਦੇ ਉੱਥੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰੀ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਮਿੱਤਰਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਰਹਿੰਦੇ ਮਾੜਾ ਬੋਲਦੇ ਮਿਰਚ ਤਾਂ ਸਾਲਿਆਂ ਦੇ ਹੋਈ ਐ
So that was Karan Aujla, Here and There. Really nice track. I'm sure it's playing in your mind still. But let me get your attention for a moment on this article, which is called Show Up, Mood Follows Action. The idea is that they're saying that, look, what are the contributors to procrastination? You know, this whole idea of, I'll get around to it, especially with exercise. Many of us are making plans all the time. You know, I'm going to exercise on these days at this time. And when that time comes, sometimes it's so easy to get, I still need to do this, or you know what, I still need to do that. And you end up neglecting the exercise. Because you're not in the mood. This is usually the reason. You don't feel like, I'm not in the mood to do Pungra or go for a walk or whatever it might be. And what the article is saying is, look, you just got to show up. You just got to be there, be present, be in the zone that you're ready to do what you need to do. Now, it's a bit more difficult doing this at home, of course. I've seen this as I've talked to people. They've really struggled. Lots of people really struggle to get motivated at home. So for a lot of people, the best thing that they feel they can do is go for a walk outside, because at least that's getting away from home, all of the things getting your attention at home. But either which way, the point of the article is to say, we get into the mood when we show up. Don't expect to get into the mood and then show up. Show up first, the mood follows afterwards. So I hope from that you can see that really we just need to set times, when we're going to do it, get everything ready so we're not distracted and prevented from that slot of time when we're going to exercise, and then make sure we do it. And it takes some time to get into the mood as well. It's not instant. Like I often say to people, that the warm-up is not just for your body, it's for your mind as well. I've seen many people who don't understand warm-up, they teach classes and they get straight into certain types of movements. And I don't know if you're like me, you just don't feel like it. Sometimes I've been in a class and half an hour, 45 minutes gone, and I just don't feel like moving because the warm-up wasn't right. So I often say to people, look, the warm-up is about getting you in the zone, because the mood starts to come in. So the warm-up needs to be quite straightforward, simple, and can always be the same thing. So if you're an instructor, you can pretty much do the same warm-up every single week. You're getting the body warm, and you're getting the person, the people, the participants, the mind into the zone. So show up, mood follows action. The next song I've got for you is by Diljit Dosanjh. He's produced he sang on, I don't know who's produced it, a really great album called Moonchild Era. Remember the days of albums? Yeah, some of them are coming back. So he's released a whole bunch of songs. Really nice. I think you should try and listen to Moonchild Era. I especially like this song, which is called Luna. And if you're listening to this, I really encourage you to get onto YouTube or any video place where this is also available. I don't know where they're available, actually. Maybe on some TV channels. It's called Luna. When I watched this video, it really brought a smile to my face, because I've never seen any video like this, especially on the Punjabi scene. It's got a sort of a nod to Back to the Future, the way the car is traveling around, robots or cyborgs. It's got dystopian future, all of this sort of wrapped up into one thing. And there's ultimately a love sort of situation going on between him and a cyborg or something. I won't ruin the surprise. It's right at the end. So check it out. This is Diljit Dosanjh, Luna. The next article I'm sharing with you is called The Hardest Part About Learning Hard Things. And what Scott Young has described is how we feel when we learn hard things. And Pungra is a hard thing to learn. And I'm talking especially the way I teach it. It's easier than dancing, which I should explain, performing, I should say. The conventional sort of Pungra where you put on the outfits and all of that. That's even more hard. Which is why people, when they're sort of bit younger, maybe teenager students really do well with that because, it's that time where they've got the time and they've got the mental capacity to deal with all of the different choreography and movements and ideas and all of that. Once you've got a couple of children, you're working, you get onto like mid-20s onwards, I find that people haven't got time for that unless it's your full-time profession or you're making good money out of it. Most of us, mere mortals, can't learn performing Pungra. It's just very challenging, and a lot of people give up. After student days, they give up. So what I've created, the exercise to Punjabi music, is much more. I would call it down to earth. It's easier to learn. It requires less time. But it still is hard if you compare it to other exercise styles, which are dance-based or, lifting weights, for example. So he's saying point in the article that learning is frustrating. And I often hear people, when they come to me, this is before pandemic, and I'm sure, of course, it will happen afterwards. People won't suddenly develop some magic ability to move. Many people have this expectation, I should be able to dance straight away. I've been dancing at weddings and parties. I should be able to come to your class and it'll be easy. And actually what people are in for is a bit of a shock that it takes, some people try one class and they don't come back. I'll message them afterwards and say, you were showing me a lot of enthusiasm. You really wanted to come and now you don't want to come. What was it about the class? They said the class was great. You were great. The music was great. It's just too hard. And I said, well, you figured that out. You've made that judgment after just 1 hour. It's a bit too quick, in my opinion. I really think you should give it 3 months. And so, some people say to me, can I come and try all your class? Can I have a taster session? And I'll say, no, because what you need to do is you need to make a commitment. You need to give the class at least 3 months to decide if it's for you. One class is not going to do anything. And some people say, I don't want to go all that way. Well, that's great. Well, follow my videos for 3 months. Then decide if it's good for you. One video is not going to do it. So learning is frustrating. It's fun. People go through, it's not linear. It's not like it's really frustrating and then it's really amazing. It's not linear like that. It goes through waves, ebbs and flows. So you'll find at first you're like, this is quite nice. It's a bit difficult. And then you go, I got this. I haven't got this one. And then you go up again, you go down again. And eventually you see progression. Many people who come to my classes, see the front row. And the front row are usually the people who've been coming for many, many years. And they say, wow, you're really good. You're really good. But they're missing the point. That's not the important thing, that the person's good at the movement. The important thing is that the person kept going. The person kept trying. And now they enjoy it so much because it's become more of an unconscious thing that they know the movement. And that's actually quite pleasurable after a certain amount of time because you can then focus on enjoying the music and you can kind of zone out from the movement as well. So the early days is quite hard. So the article talks about how do you change your beliefs about learning, especially expecting things to be easy or expecting things to just fit the way you operate. The first thing is to dive straight in. So you will feel initial frustration. You feel frustration and some sort of anxiety or some sort of concern. Am I wasting my time? Are people going to laugh at me? These are the sorts of things. But that's not the whole point. You're not coming to a comedy club. People aren't going to heckle you. No one's going to stand there pointing at you and making jokes out of you. That's not the point of an exercise class. The point of an exercise class is we all started where you are. We all started with the low confidence, the body weight, and everything else which caused us to want to exercise. And that's where you are. We were all there. We can all empathize with that. So dive straight in and then avoid comparison, like the example I just gave. You look at people at the front of the class and say, they're really good. How come I'm not that good? Or even people at the back, they're really good. It's not about comparison. You mustn't compare. The only thing, in fact, you shouldn't compare with others. The article says that avoid comparison with others. You should only compare to yourself. Think, okay, I can't look at yourself in the mirror. I can't quite get that move, or I'm getting tired quite quickly. All right, next week, and each week, notice how you're getting stronger and better. So let me finish. And the final one is embrace the frustration. That shows that you want to do this. Don't think of it as something to stop you. Think of it as something that reminds you want to do this. I'm going to finish on this song. The video is beautiful. Churi from Bhaini and the vocalist is Shipra Goyal.
ਕੰਮਾਂ ਤੋਂ ਵੀ ਜਾਏਗਾ ਵੇ ਕਾਰਾਂ ਤੋਂ ਵੀ ਜਾਏਗਾ ਕਾਰਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਰਹਿੰਦੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਯਾਰਾਂ ਤੋਂ ਵੀ ਜਾਏਗਾ ਵੇ ਅਲੜਾ ਨਾ ਲਾ ਕੇ ਯਾਰੀਆਂ ਐ ਜੇ ਦੁਨੀਆਦਾਰੀ ਤੋਂ ਜੱਟਾ ਦੂਰੀ ਔਖਾ ਨਾ ਕਿਤੇ ਕਰੇ ਮੁੰਡਿਆ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਗੋਰਿਆਂ ਹੱਥਾਂ ਦੀ ਮਿੱਠੀ ਚੂਰੀ ਔਖਾ ਨਾ ਕਿਤੇ ਕਰੇ ਮੁੰਡਿਆ ਉਹ ਤੈਨੂੰ
ਤੇਰੇ ਬਿੱਲੋ ਕਾਰਾਂ ਵੀ ਬਥੇਰੀਆਂ ਨੀ ਜ਼ਿੰਦਗੀ 'ਚ ਬਸ ਚੰਨੋ ਕਮੀਆਂ ਨੇ ਤੇਰੀਆਂ ਯਾਰ ਵੀ ਬਥੇਰੇ ਬਿੱਲੋ ਕਾਰਾਂ ਵੀ ਬਥੇਰੀਆਂ ਨੀ ਜ਼ਿੰਦਗੀ 'ਚ ਬਸ ਚੰਨੋ ਕਮੀਆਂ ਨੇ ਤੇਰੀਆਂ ਨੀ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਚੋਣਾ ਜਾਣੀ ਜੱਟ ਨੂੰ ਉਹ ਬਿੱਲੋ ਟੱਚ 'ਚ ਬਰੈਡ ਤੇਰੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਨੀ ਮਿੱਤਰਾਂ ਦਾ ਕੰਮ ਜੱਟੀਏ
ਵਾਲਾ ਤੱਤਾ ਚੱਲਣਾ ਬਿਠਰੇਗਾ ਸਿਆਲਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਜੱਟਾ ਮੇਰੇ ਵਾਲਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਲੰਬੀ ਹੋਣੀ ਜੇਲ ਹੈ ਵੇ ਫੇਲ ਹੈ ਜੋ ਪੂਰੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਉਹ ਰੱਖਦੇ ਡਿਟੇਲ ਜੱਟਾ ਟੈਸਲਾ ਦਾ ਦੱਸ ਕੀ ਮਹਿੰਦਰਾ ਨਾਮ ਮੇਲ ਹੈ ਮਾੜੇ ਦਿਲ ਪਾਰ ਕਿੱਥੇ ਮੜਕਾ ਦਾ ਚੱਕ ਦੇਵੇ ਗਿੱਦੜਾਂ ਦੀ ਕਾਲੀ ਨਾਲ ਬੇਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਉਹ ਪੱਕਦੇ ਹੁਸਨਾ ਦੇ ਡੰਗੇ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਆਉਂਦੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਉਹ ਤਾਪ ਕੋਈ ਆ ਨਾ ਜਾਵੇ ਪਾਪ ਜੱਟਾ ਹਿੱਸੇ ਮੇਰੀ ਅੱਖ ਦੇ ਡਿਸੀਜਨ ਤਾਂ ਤੇਰਾ ਮਿੱਤਰਾ ਵੇ ਮੇਰੀ ਵਾਰਨਿੰਗ ਇੱਕ ਹੈ ਜ਼ਰੂਰੀ ਅੱਖਾਂ ਨਾ ਕਿਤੇ ਕਰੇ ਮੁੰਡਿਆ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਗੋਰਿਆਂ ਹੱਥਾਂ ਦੀ ਮਿੱਠੀ ਚੂਰੀ ਅੱਖਾਂ ਨਾ ਕਿਤੇ ਕਰੇ ਮੁੰਡਿਆ ਉਹ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਗੋਰਿਆਂ ਹੱਥਾਂ ਦੀ ਮਿੱਠੀ ਚੂਰੀ
ਨੀ ਅੱਜ ਤੱਕ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਕੇਸ ਮਿੱਤਰਾਂ ਨੇ ਛੇੜੇ ਖੜੇ ਪੈਰ ਨੇ ਨਵੇੜੇ ਕਦੇ ਹੋਲਡ ਤੇ ਪਾਈ ਨੀ ਲਾਏ ਨੀ ਨਿਸ਼ਾਨੇ ਕੱਚੇ ਮਿੱਤਰਾਂ ਨੇ ਕਦੇ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਲਾਇਆ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਦੇ ਹਾਲੇ ਸਮਝਾਂ 'ਚ ਆਏ ਨੀ ਉਹ ਚੱਕਦੇ ਨੀ ਪਾਰ ਅਸੀਂ ਪੰਨਦੇ ਆ ਮੜਕਾ ਨੀ ਨਿੰਮ ਵਾਂਗੂ ਕੌੜਾ ਮੁੰਡਾ ਚੱਕ ਦਿੰਦਾ ਰੜਕਾ ਮਿੱਤਰਾਂ ਦੀ ਪੇਂਡੂ ਮੱਤ ਮਾਰੇ ਲਲਕਾਰੇ ਐਟੀਟਿਊਡ ਜੇ ਰਕਾਨੇ ਤੇਰਾ ਮਾਰਦਾ ਏ ਬੜਕਾ ਨੀ ਉੱਠਣ ਬਰੋਲੇ ਬੱਲੀਏ ਉਹ ਲੱਗ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਆ ਯਾਰਾਂ ਦੇ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਡੇਰੇ ਨੀ ਮਿੱਤਰਾਂ ਦਾ ਕੰਮ ਜੱਟੀਏ ਨੀ ਡਾਇਕੜਾਂ ਦੇ ਟੌਣਿਆਂ ਬਨੇਰੇ ਨੀ ਮਿੱਤਰਾਂ ਦਾ ਕੰਮ ਜੱਟੀਏ ਨੀ ਬਸ ਆਕੜਾਂ ਦੇ ਟੌਣਿਆਂ ਬਨੇਰੇ
Whether you're at home or out and about, this is the latest Punjabi music, hints and tips to keep us thinking about exercising. If you're thinking, we don't have to show off all the time, but Punjabi music makes me want to move, then I see you and I'm here for you. Welcome to Think Pungra.